Doop doop. Doop 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 doop. Turn that down a little bit. Turn down myself, maybe, too. Whew. It's been a bit, hasn't it? First real stream on camera of the year. Happy New Year, everybody. Hope y'all are doing well today, I do declare. It's been a little bit. It's been so long since the last One Piece stream, hadn't it been? Feels like it. At least. Because we had I don't know, it's always weird. It's always weird at the very beginning of the year when it's like, are we on a break? Are we not on a break? You know, TCB got it like a week early, but then it actually came out officially like a week later. And I'm like, how does that even work? How does that even happen? I don't understand how any of that works. How they get it that early if it's on a break that week. I don't understand the ins and outs of it, but we read it, and then I feel like we've had like 2 weeks off, and now we got 1 week on, and I think we got another week off next week, but, you know, I'm not one to complain about break weeks in One Piece. Not usually. Especially since I got a little bit of a new perspective on some things recently with other media that I have read on how long it takes for these things to be made and how much I care about certain things. But I care about these streams because I have a lot of fun on these streams and I like talking about One Piece. And the thing we've been talking about in One Piece for the longest time is this gosh darn flashback. And is today the date that we're done with it? We saw, hopefully, the end of Harald at the end of last chapter. We will see if he has any other dying words. I think what he said last time was probably a good nail in the coffin, but this is fine. We got Ragnar, who's a little squirrel, who may have eaten a Ragnar devil fruit, or maybe the hammer ate the squirrel fruit. We don't know. And then we saw Loki. He got some sort of fruit that makes him go fast. It's definitely his own that makes him go fast, and it's cool. But he didn't even use it when he killed his father, which is very sad. But yeah, been a bit. Don't know if anyone will actually show up to these anymore. I don't know who shows up to these anymore. Not my first stream of the year, technically, because if y'all didn't know, I'm starting a D&D stream on this channel. We did our Session 0 2 Sundays ago, and we will be doing another session this coming Sunday. And I've been putting a lot of time and effort into it, and I think it's gonna be neat. It could be a disaster. It could be a terrible showing of things, but we'll see. I need to get back into it though. I'm realizing that I'm a little rusty on all this. A little rusty on the talking to the camera a little bit, you know? It's been a bit. I need to keep up with it. I'm going to be doing it a lot less this year, so I need to find ways to keep up with this stuff because I have some cool stuff planned for this year. One y'all got a snippet of with the last video that I put out. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the stuff I've been working on, if you've seen. If you saw a weird doll pop up on your timeline, that was probably me. That was probably me. If you saw the last big video I did, I'm starting a little D&D podcast. Not podcast, an actual D&D thing where I'm DMing a game, and I've been putting a lot of work into it this past year. Real cool stuff, you know? I got all these guys, everyone's like animated and stuff. It's real cool. And we had our first session last week. About right. And I'm going to be continuing that. I'm still going to be doing these streams as well, obviously. We're going to be continuing the One Piece streams as well, but that's another little thing I've been cooking up. So some other videos I might make. I'm planning on making a big ol' another one of those top 10 things that I did last year. I'm going to be doing that again. Hopefully recording that soon. So, a lot of things down the line, but we're still doing this. We're still doing some One Piece, I do declare. We can't show it that big, though. Can't show it that big. I'm going to get in trouble. Nope, we got to go. No, there we go. There we go. We're back to it now. That's better. Yeah, it was weird. Like, we got it early, and then, like, Viz got it the next week, and then there was also a break after that. And then I thought we were on break this week until it came out, like, super early this morning. And then I was going to stream it early this morning, and I wanted to go get McDonald's first. And then I went to McDonald's and placed my order and realized I forgot my wallet. So then I was very angry. And then I forgot my wallet, and I was like, well, I can't go back to McDonald's. So I went to a different place, and that place had a long line. I was like, well, I'm just not in the mood to stream this morning. I do declare I'm not going to be in it. I am too fed up with the world right now. So we're doing a noon stream instead. And we'll see. I might even do a little evening stream on Twitch tonight. Record a different video tonight. But we'll see on that, because I'm lazy and bad at making plans. But regardless, we're back to One Piece. First real chapter of the year, and we're still in this gosh darn flashback. Hopefully it's the last one, because I don't know. I've been thinking about One Piece a lot recently, and like what I feel like I've been missing from One Piece in the story, especially after reading some other things in this last month. And I'm like, dang, I need Luffy to move me. That's what I need. That is my wants and needs for One Piece in 2026 is for Luffy to move me, to emotionally move me, to do something cool, do something where I'm like, yeah, Luffy, he's the man. And we haven't gotten that at all in Elbaph. He punched a snake. And he punched a child, and he punched a chained up, injured man, and that's about all that Luffy's done on Elbaf so far. So I'm ready for that. That's what I need. I know there's a lot of things. People like One Piece for a lot of different reasons, but you know, me, that's personally what I'm looking for, and hopefully we get that. Hopefully we get some good stuff with, you know, once we get out of this. But I feel we got to wrap things up. Lola watch. I'm not even gonna pretend like I think Lola's gonna be in this chapter. I'm not even gonna pretend. We'll see. I saw it. I don't know if I'm gonna watch. I don't even know if I have Netflix right now. I think I do. It's on a weird thing where it's just like the family account. I can't really have access it doesn't give me access in my house half the time anymore because it's not the main household. So we'll see. I'm not like super eyeball glued to you know, live action. It'll be fun. I might watch it. It might be fun, but it's not like I'm not like super anticipating it or anything like that. But yeah. He did. Oh, man, he killed that rabbit. He burned that rabbit to death. He sure did. That was something. That rabbit had sharp claws, sharp teeth as well. That was something, but I'm ready for Luffy to, I don't know, make me feel things. I want Luffy to inspire me. I need him to do more than just do a big punch and then laugh as Joy Boy Nika Boy. I need a little more than that, personally. I know people like that enough. People like Gear 5 enough, and him just like doing his thing in Egghead like that, and that does it for him. But for me, I need a little more. I'm not asking for giant soliloquies and introspection, because that's not what I'm here for Luffy. I don't need Luffy to do all that. I like guts. Two opposite sides of the spectrum in terms of lovable protagonists. Like you know, I don't need him to do big speeches and stuff, but you know, all I need is him to just like yell, you know, when he's just like going, Ace, I'm like, ooh, that's it, that's the stuff, that's my boy Luffy. And I haven't even like little things like that. I haven't gotten like that. He's good at like moving you without saying a lot, by just being very simple. And that's why I like Luffy as a character. But we'll see if we get any more of that, because it's been a lot of lore piece, a lot of big strong piece, a lot of agenda piece this last year. And we'll see if that continues on in this. But I've been yapping enough. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it right now. I assume we're not back to him yet because this is the title of the chapter is Ragnar, which is good. Ragnar, I would like to know more about. Assuredly. See how all of this... See what else is there to have happen in this flashback now? I guess we need to see, like, what Umu's thoughts on all of this are. But I know he's going to be like, I want the giants. I don't know. It's been so long. I need to get back into it. But I needed to yap first before all of this. That's how it is. I need to yap. That's why I do these streams, is to yap. But we're going to get into it. Zoro's a cat. Of course he is. Cat person. Mrs. Green Apples. Nope. Has a wonderful show. Okay, cool. Good for you, Oda. Good for you, Oda. Turn that down a little bit more. Well, nah, we're good. We're probably good. If it was too loud, people would say that's too loud. All right, the wake of that fierce battle out at West Castle. And thank goodness I didn't have my voice 2 days ago, so the fact that I am not super raspy today is kind of a miracle. I'm hoping for less of that this year, but I don't know that I don't have the solution for that just yet. If Harald left the castle in that state, he would have brought great calamity to the world. I had a taste of that hopeless future during the fight. No matter how badly we wounded him, his body kept repairing itself. It's shocking. And there's all the death everywhere. And I guess the fight's over because they're bandaging up. To think someone actually stopped him. Did you know this sacred treasure would be that powerful? Yarul? See, that's also what we need to know, is that, like, why at the beginning of Elbaph was, like, Yarul was, like, dogging on Loki, being like, he's a bad guy who did bad stuff. When, like, we know that you were there. Is it because of the brain damage that he just, like, forgets that Loki saved the day? I guess we got to see, like, how does that go to that? How does Jarl, like, I assume the people are going to be like, guards, he killed the king and all the servants. I wonder how Jarl is going to react to that and why he's going to let that happen. That's how Gabon got the scar on his head. Is that right? Well, man with a burn mark. Down the drain, probably, if that's just a regular scar. If that was just regular scars, then that's not a burn mark. And he surely cannot be the man marked by flames. Which I know that, I know in, like, the Jump Fest thing, Oda was like, hey, we're gonna get that. We're gonna show that guy. He was hyping stuff up. So, we'll see. We'll see. No, I knew nothing about it. All I know is I get chills down my spine when I imagine what would have happened if Loki hadn't been there today. He's got a bandage on where the sword is. When I join the Gods' Knights, it'll be a new dawn for Elbaph. If you have any wish, simply name it, and it will be within your reach. You've truly endured a miserable, squalid life until now, my poor child. Oh, dang. Garling saying that, my poor child, to him? Goodness. Forget your former life on the surface. The commoners down there don't even count as people. Shanks? Oh, that's what he's saying. Oh, he's not saying that to Harald. He's saying that to Shanks. I'm silly. I'm silly. Shanks? Oh, is his arm heating up a little bit? Hey, Shanks, stop it. That's a bad habit. You should never resent the circumstances of your birth. What? Is that, I guess that Shanks told all that to Scopper? He's not, like, saying that right now. He's just... Or is he just, like, trying to rip his arm off right now because of that? Why did Harald have to die? He was such a pure soul. If only I had been faster. This isn't your fault. Listen, Shanks. You're here for a reason. Everyone's life has some meaning to it. You just gotta hold on. Is this what happens when you love your country too much? Maybe. And there he is, other crying. He's like, this sucks. And then boom, he's, oh, and they covered his, oh, is that Loki's cloak too? And they're like, we gotta cover this. He literally split into everything. Which, of course, you know, you can't show things. This is One Piece. This is Berserk. This is Berserk. Oh boy, there'd be no cape over him. You'd just see the, yeah, you'll see bad. I don't even understand what you're saying. When people just say meme stuff, I don't. Sometimes it just flies right over my head because I don't follow any of that stuff anymore. I don't watch One Piece videos anymore. Like, I watch like 2 reaction channels sometimes, and like that's it. And I definitely don't keep up with social medias or anything like that. You're not gonna see me on Twitter ever again because that's where you get spoilers and stupid people. So when people are say not deep, yeah, stuff with knots. I guess that's a big thing, is talking about knots, because that's just where we're at, and that's where the community's at, which is why I'm away from it. I just react and talk about it on my own stuff, like a little bit. Like, I watch Jay, but Jay's like the only person that I watch really. But he doesn't actually talk about that stuff. He doesn't talk about that often. I don't know. I hope you would understand that I'm not into the agenda stuff. I'm more into like the characters and the feelings and all that. That's more of what I'm into. I hope you've kind of figured that out from watching all of these. I don't know. And just weird hot takes. Not agenda takes, but just weird hot takes. He was a rare giant, enhanced with even more power and an undying body. Those traits made him a true monster, and yet he was still killed? Who could have? Is something unforeseen lurking on Elbaph? We should have the Abyss pentagram carved by Harald inspected. That shall not be necessary. It would only result in the death of another knight. Every covenant comes with a price to be paid, even for Mu. Ooh, showing weaknesses for Emu? Every covenant comes with a price to be paid. Every promise comes with a price to be paid, even for Mu. He had no qualms about lowering his head to appease humans. All he ever sought was communion with other nations and people. Harald was a total aberration, and yet he was born with the blood of those savage, battle-loving giants. Had we admitted him into the government flippantly, his very presence might have destroyed it from within. That's interesting. That's a good cope. Ah, yes, that is like Hacker, yes. Elbaf never should have known a king of his disposition. Forging a covenant with a cooperative ancient giant like him was an unprecedented opportunity. This disappointing outcome proves that history does not lie. We were always going to be incompatible. That is interesting, because he's saying, like, that's kind of a lot of people saying that, like, because Harald had all this happen, that makes him a bad king. But Emu is straight up saying, like, oh no, because Harald was a good king, this wasn't gonna work out. If he was just a violent guy, just a violent giant, like we thought they were gonna be, I could have taken control of Elbaf better. But because he was like this, that it didn't work out. Which is the opposite of what everyone has been saying. Everyone is like, oh, Harald's the worst. Harald let all this happen. It's all because of him. But then Emu's up here being like, no, if Harald didn't go that far in, you know, his pacifism, kind of, and him betraying his friend and all that, then we probably would have had better control of him, and whatever happened here wouldn't have happened. That's what I'm getting out of it, personally. That's what I'm taking from it, but people might disagree with that. I'm sure a lot of people said that. Yeah, that is interesting. That is interesting. You know, that's the first time that we've seen a quote-unquote, not weakness, but just like a crack in the imperfection of Emu, of him even admitting that he's a part of the system. He's a part of. He's not up completely above everything. So there's even rules that he has to follow. Never forget, Elbaph is of the D. Okay, that's probably why too. That probably should have hit me better than it should have. This pointing out proves that history does not lie. We were always going to be incompatible. Never forget, Elbaph is of the D. Loki, after this, the country will be in disarray. I'm heading out to sea, old timer. I'll take the surviving soldiers with me. Were there surviving soldiers and all that? What about Harald's final request? Tell the people of Elbaf what happened here. There's no way I can tell them the truth. Just drop it, all of you. Okay, so that's why. He was keeping it a secret. That's why. That's why Harald was being a bum. He was being chained. See, but like... So was the whole, like, beginning of Loki, where he's just like, I want to destroy Elbaf, you know? I want to take it all over because they hate me and stuff, and I'd be fine watching this place burn to the ground, you know? All that crazy stuff. Was that a face? Was that a face? Because he's like, hey, I'll take the blame on this. I'll take it. I will imprison myself. So in the whole like, oh, Shanks came back and defeated him thing, is that even a thing? Because they're all just chilling right now. But like he was thinking in his thought bubble head, like, oh, that Shanks guy. Luffy's talking about that Shanks feller. I can rile him up with this. Like, is this him technically, like, you know, because he promised Luffy that he would, like, talk to him about Shanks. So is this whole story right here him technically fulfilling that promise? Because, like, is this the end? Or was there actually a fight between him and Shanks? Or is that just a lie? Was that just a straight-up lie? Well, he was saying a lot of crazy stuff when we very, very first met him. You know, he was unhappy that he was in chains. But now we're seeing he might have voluntarily been put in the chains. I don't know about what Emu has to pay. I'm sure... I don't know. We still don't understand the system. We understand devil fruits and hockey, but then all of this Emu stuff we still don't understand yet, so... Don't speak a word of what happened here today. If we say nothing... Who do you think they'll blame for all this? It'll be the same as always. Say I were to become king. Can you actually see me actually honoring father's ideals? I can only tackle this in my own way. With this ability, I'll settle the regrets of the old man and his soldiers. Don't be stupid, Loki. The world government is a big organization. It won't be as easy as you think. So he's like, I'm going out to sea. I'm gonna take care of business myself. Which, I mean, like, him, Loki with a power that big, he'd go out and do a lot of that stuff. So we'll see why that wasn't the case. Well, we don't know if that fight happened anymore. Because right now, I mean, like, obviously he doesn't look happy at the end of this, but, so maybe there still was a fight of sorts, but... They're both keeping both Shanks and Loki are keeping a big secret about this, so. Something big happened. West Castle was attacked. Your Highness. There's that. After that, I set out to sea. Hiruden, you're a character in the story, remember? By the time you guys returned to the island, everyone had already dubbed me Loki the Patricide, and I made no effort to correct that narrative, but... It's not like I was crazy enough to brag about killing them either. I didn't want everything he stood for to be dismissed because of how things turned out. With all that in mind, do you really think I should have told the people everything? Oh, it's my boy! Luffy! Luffy! We're back. We're back. Oh, we're back. No Lola in this flashback. Not a single mention of Lola. We didn't get it once. Not a single mention of that lady. Was she important? Was that the very first time we even ever heard about Loki back in Whole Cake? And that was like gonna be the big thing about Loki. But then we meet Loki and learn everything about Loki. And the one thing that we forget to mention is the whole thing Lola and Big Mom living in Elbaf. Not that important. It was only one panel. That never coming back. The deal they had, whatever. When did that happen? He never became king. When would that have that would have had to happen before this? It has been 6 months. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. He's telling the truth, Harald. Get it already? I really didn't want to relive all this crap. 3 minutes, by the way. 3 minutes. Let's see. Could he have done at the least just the story of him killing Harald at the castle? Yes, I think so. He could have explained all that. Everything with his birth and 100 years ago with Harald and rocks and all that and God Valley. Of course, that wasn't a part of that. Of course, Luffy does not automatically know all of these things, obviously, but he probably knows everything that happened at the castle at this point. About Shanks. I'm ready to hear Luffy talk. Elder Yarul always opposed your execution. I can understand why you chose to keep this secret. Father choosing death in the face of the government's manipulation. Father choosing death in the face of the government's manipulation. The world government has been our enemy all this time. I wonder what they did to Father. Indeed. And now, they've sent more knights to Elbaf with some deep ties to Harald. Even Loki doesn't know all the details about Harald's dealings in the Holy Land. I can fill you in if you want. Look at the crew. That won't be necessary for now, Yasan. We need no further reason to protect our country. Oh! Sanji! Sanji boy! Remember Sanji? We gotta talk about Sanji. Is Sanji gonna do something in this arc? And the chains are finally off. He can finally let loose. He can go wild. He can go animal psycho mode. Loki, it seems we both feel the same way about Father. I'm sorry for everything. For the sake of Elbaf, let's make a stand together. Let's see if he does it. He could betray them still. Any moment now. Woo! That's great, Loki. You can fight now. And he just picks him up and crash. Oh, speaking of which, I need my folder. I need my special folder. There we go. Something's growing up like that. Or is that his leg? Is that his horn or his leg? His boot. Oh, he's saying, Oh, just one of those. Oh, never mind. I thought that was him about to do that. That's a big skeleton. That's one of the monsters that was rampaging up here. They've got a ton of creatures running wild. Oh, Chopper! 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 Chopper's back, baby. He's here to do nothing, probably. He's not going to fight this guy. This is a good, like, hey, end of Act 3 of Wano. We need some guys for Luffy to punch before he does the real punching. So, hopefully that's what this guy is for. Where do they come from? Isn't that a Draugr? I never thought those were real. This will be a good warm-up. Go on. I'll just jump up. What in the world is that? What's going on up here? Hurry it up, Harald. Hey, Loki. We admit we prejudged you when we called you a king-slaying piece of crap. We're real sorry. And so those two went up with him. Did Harald go up with him? Oh yeah, there he is. But this doesn't undo all the other things you've done. Go up, shut up and go already. I don't need to hear you guys yap. Yapping, we yapping. He does make Loki seem very tiny. But there's a chance that Loki could, like, just transform into something that big. Of course, what is the biggest we've seen Luffy get, too? I mean, Luffy gets about as big as Loki, which is crazy to think. Ah, this is the best. I can move. It's so freeing. And then he's shing. You know, he's Nika dancing up his leg. Chopper's looking. He's looking. He's going crazy. Hey, Doc. I know you want to take care of me, but I'm worried about my son up there. Yeah, you make a good point. Be careful, Sanji. I've got it. Weren't you two going to stay behind? Oh, thank goodness they're not staying behind. What are you still doing here? I'm dying to see you fight. All right, let's show him your power. Ragnar! And it squeaks. He's going for the Draugr. He does that, and he cracks it. He does a big old Niflheim attack. Epic. And he's going like, ah! And he's going, what? I mean, that is a big guy. That is a big attack. That is hard to really comprehend how big the attack is. You know, I'm not saying Oda is doing a bad job at that, but it is hard to comprehend just how big this person is, because that is Loki. Like, this is bigger than... Like, this is bigger than, what's his name? That Kobe punched. You know, Cat Guy, King Cat Guy, who ate the island fruit. Like, this Draugr right here is bigger than that, I would say. Maybe not bigger. He's about the same size, so... I do want to see Loki fight. I'm ready to see him transform, too. I guess we're going to have to wait for that, but... Yes. It is nice. I'm ready for Luffy to stop reacting and start acting, though, personally. That's what I'm ready for. I need Luffy to do things for me. But fun way to get back in. I'm so glad we're done. I'm so glad we're done. Like, not that I didn't enjoy, because people are like, oh, this Rock flashback is the best flashback ever, God Valley and all that and whatnot. But I don't know. Reading. I'm a changed man. I'm a changed man is all I'm saying. I'm a changed man after getting through all of Berserk and finishing Berserk finally, which I did this past week. And now I'm like, dang. Is One Piece still my number one? I don't know anymore, you know? I gotta think about that. I gotta genuinely think about that a little bit, because there's some stuff, but there's some stuff that, you know, Berserk doesn't do that One Piece does. They're very different. You can't really compare them. You can compare them, but they're just so on opposite ends of what they do, and they do very different things. But Berserk is not weekly, and this is. Well, not weekly. I hope it's not weekly. That'd be bad for him. I want good art. I prefer seeing good art and good story. So if there are breaks, that is fine. Especially now that I'm doing the D&D thing on Sundays as well. So, you know, if you need other stream content from me, you can get that too. But I'm not in a rush for that. But I hope he doesn't rush the end of Elbaph. I'm not expecting like an Act 3, like of Wano amount of stuff. I would hope for that, personally. I'm like, that'd be really nice. Because I still need a lot of that to be really impressed by Elbaph, personally, as a whole. Because, you know, like Luffy really hasn't done anything in this arc, which is crazy. But he didn't do that much in Egghead either. He was doing stuff in Wano. Say what you want about Wano, but he was doing stuff. Yeah, another break, but, you know, that's fine by me. That's fine by me. I was thinking about doing like a 2025 chapters tier list, going through all of them again, but I don't know. I don't want to read through all of that again, and then also I don't want to make a tier list on the tier list maker website. If someone else made a 2025 chapter tier list and I could just use it, then maybe I'd think about it doing that on a break week, but so far I don't know. But yeah, we're done with that. Done with Rocks. Done with God Valley. We're done with Harald. Harald's dead. No mention of in 2025. But we got Luffy back. We got my boy back. I want Luffy. I don't know what Luffy would do to actually move me. Like, he's going to turn into Gear 5, Nika. You know what? If he does something worthwhile to, you know, like if this is the year where Luffy and Emu actually interact and talk, and like we actually get any of that, that'd be good. If we get good moves from Blackbeard, if Blackbeard does some cool stuff this year, I will like that a lot. That's what I need. It's crazy how, like, after this, though, it's just, like, full speed ahead. And I think they said they're going to Lodestar. Like, we might be in Lodestar this year, which is crazy. Who knows? I just want to be surprised. 1137? I don't even remember 1137. Is that the... Well, I was about to say, is that the mural one? We got the mural this year. That's crazy. Yeah, Niflheim. I know about the Heims, Niflheim, Jotunheim, you know. The Frost Giants. Yeah, that's doing a freeze attack. We've seen freeze attacks before. I mean, it doesn't look entirely like how Kuzan would do things. I mean, but goodness gracious, the art style when Kuzan was being introduced, very different. So, golly, there's some clean Kuzan. Oh, bruh, it started. No, I can't get into that. I can't get into that about the art. Art's good. Art's okay in One Piece. It's hard. It's hard. You can't. No, I gotta stop talking about Berserk. There's a One Piece. There's a One Piece stream. But yeah, pretty good chapter. Nothing. Like, honestly, I'm glad it's over. I'm glad to be out of this because I was starting to get checked out of a lot of like the stuff at the very beginning because like we're still just in Harald's castle and stuff. So I might need to like reread all of this later to like really have it all sink in. But I don't know, just seeing Chopper and Luffy and Sanji and Zoro too. They didn't do anything or say anything. They're going back up like that, and for some reason, they didn't let... Well, he had to fight the guy. I feel like that's a bad omen, though. You know what? Agenda piece time. How am I catching up to Berserk? You just gotta look it up, man. You just gotta look it up. You gotta understand that it doesn't start at chapter 1, though. If you read it... It doesn't start at chapter 1. It starts at a bunch of like weird stuff because it was in a different magazine and then it was moved to a different magazine like early in its production. So chapter 1 is like actually chapter like 17 and then the first 17 or so chapters are like lettered. So you have to be careful on how you acquire that. Which I'm probably gonna buy. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I want pages of Berserk in my house physically, because there's some. I don't know if there's a single volume where it's just like, well, yep, I can just have this for anyone to get. Agenda piece. Well, I gotta reread a lot of this stuff. Okay, he did say this will be a good warm up. Go on ahead. I'll just jump up. And then everyone else is like very, very quickly peacing out. And I'm like, hi, Ruden. You don't think you could take on this guy? You don't think you could take on this guy, Ruden? I think Scopper could. Scopper could take on this big guy. No problem. I feel like we were seeing Dorian Broggy. Dorian Broggy could have, Hakoku sovereigntied this Draugr of sorts. But we see the new giant pirates, the next generation. They are cowering away. So it's just like, who are these guys going to fight? If they can't even fight one of the nightmare creatures with no soul. How close am I? I'm caught up completely. is what I meant. Sorry. How close? Yes, I finished it. Well, and then like some of like the new stuff. I read a couple chapters, but not technically all the new chapters. But yes, they all did. Peace out. No, I think it literally means just jump up. I mean, we'll see. I mean, Luffy could make it up. I mean, Luffy can easily, like, you know, gear forward up there if he feels like it. I mean, Sanji's jumping too. Well, did they? No. Wait a second. Because those two are on the thing going up. How far are they up? How far up are they? They're up there. They're like pretty far up there, and you see Zoro and Sanji, but then the next page, Sanji's back down there. So Sanji isn't on the boat. He jumped down to then pick them back up. So I'm sure Sanji's just gonna jump up back to the elevator. Sanji's not gonna jump all the way up. But yeah, but they're all running away while Loki has to deal with this guy by himself. That's a good little warm up, of course. Yeah, you can really see like the icy texture on that too. So I wonder what and that's not like Loki's power, that's Ragnar's power on its own too. So I wonder if that like cracking away was like, I don't know. What sort of ice thing? It's not just ice because we have an ice fruit, but yeah, it's good to be back. And like I said, I'm going to continue doing these as much as I can. And then I have other content on the way, other videos as well. And then I have the D&D thing that might not be your cup of tea. It's a horror-themed D&D thing that is going to be neat. It's going to be very different to this. Going to be collaborative with other people. You know, I'm probably not going to show my face because I got these little cool little design things going on. It's neat. So, could be a good background thing to check out. But those will be on Sundays. Sunday nights. Sunday afternoons. Whenever I am able to do them. But another cool thing I've been working on and I'm glad to start having out. But the One Piece chapters will continue as well. So, yeah, I gotta get back to work. Thank anyone else who might watch this later. And I'm gonna go. I'll catch you around.